Okay.
Continue. Okay, so there are many places to find leads. Okay, there's not just Google Maps, there's not just that. Okay, you could also
Yes.
go onto different what are they called? Citation websites. So Yellow Pages, Hot Frog, Cyclex. There's so many of them out there. If you see a Yellow Pages books, well, there's a bunch of businesses all in there. Okay, give them all a call. That's what's going to help. Okay. Anywhere you can think of, anywhere you see a number, there's potential for leads. Okay.
Okay.
Number 10, objections. So, Adrian, earlier you were telling me what problem solving is, but you're actually telling me what objections are. So, what are objections?
Objections. It's having an answer to seeing what's coming next. They are having their reasons for saying no. You need to have an answer to finding, as you said, going on the website, looking for something to keep the conversation going, for reasons for them to be interested to
Yeah.
buy what we're selling.
So, objections and problem solving go hand in hand. Okay. So,
Yes.
problem solving, you're finding the problem and you're showing them the problem, and thus you're solving a problem they didn't even know about. An objection is a reason why they can't have an appointment. Okay. So it could be I have an existing website development company. So there's an objection. So you would need to solve that. And how would you solve that?
By trying to find a better way a better way to have it out for the public to
Okay.
be easier use it with more ease. Excuse me for my
So
English.
your OG way was going correct. So a better way of showing it. So a problem solving to that could be moving off the website entirely and going to marketing. Okay. So you leave that website and you go, okay, well, that's fantastic that you have a website. And tell me, how are you marketing that website? Okay. It could be going into potential problems on that side. Maybe even though have a website, then they have an existing website development company. Maybe that website's still shit. Maybe, yeah, it just looks like trash. And you could solve that problem. You can handle that objection by showing them that in a nice way and asking them. Sometimes the most subtle way of asking and telling somebody that their website's not great, you're like, are you happy with this? Are you happy with that site? You're not directly saying, hey, your site's a piece of shit. You're subtly in your tone of voice and the way you're asking it, you're kind of saying, hey, your website's a piece of shit, but are you happy with it? Okay. And obviously, if somebody is happy with their website, it is sometimes better just to go to the marketing method rather than try to pick apart their sites. Okay. That's where you are going to make an unhappy person, make them a little bit grumpy because they've already said, hey, I'm happy with that. Okay. Where there's another method for you to go down before you even come back to that. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions on objection solving?
Not
Okay.
yet, anyway.
Not yet. Okay. You guys are always going to have questions on objections. Okay. It is something we're always going to be dealing with every single day. Okay. You'll all have a piece of paper that I printed for you yesterday that says my objections.
Yes.
Okay. I want you guys to utilize that piece of paper. Okay. Now, the best way to handle objections is to make sure you're writing them down. Every single time you get an objection, no matter how big or how small, no matter if you knew how to handle it in that moment. Okay. Actually, if you do know how to handle it, but not in the beginning, write down your objections. Okay.
Okay.
Why?
Because even after the call, you can still see what the objection was, so you can still keep on thinking for the follow-up.
Yeah. For the follow up. So the next time you get that objection, you're not sitting there going, I have no idea how to handle this. You're not
Okay.
fumbling over your words. You know directly how to handle that objection. And that's why that piece of paper says objection and it says solution. So you get to look back at that objection and look back on how to solve that objection. Okay. I'm sure we all have it where you've had an argument or a discussion with somebody, and then the next day you're standing in the shower and you're just sitting there going, why didn't I reply with this? We've
All
all
the
had
time.
that.
All the
Okay.
time.
And that's the same thing. You're going to have that. You're going to have that objection, and then you're taking a shower and you're just going, this
Oh, I
was
should have
such
said
a way
this.
of handling it. Okay. But by the time you get around to handling that objection next time, you're not going to remember that solution. So write it down. Okay, maybe you can't even come up with a solution, and that's where we handle objections together. That's where we all, in the morning meeting, we go over those objections and we see how to handle them. So you're not just getting my way of handling an objection, you're getting your fellow colleagues' ways of handling an objection. Okay. I know I
Okay.
have a million and one ways of handling some objections, but some it just doesn't work for other people. I've had it before where I give a way of handling objection and it just doesn't work for your personality. It just doesn't work for the way you deal with people. But somebody else gives you a way of handling that objection and it works perfectly. And that's why that's very important to make sure we're always looking back at those objections. Okay. So write them
Okay.
down. And at the end of the day, if you're stuck on a phone call and somebody gives you an objection you've never had, the easiest way to handle an objection is to ask a question. Okay.
The more
So
information you have, the more
yeah.
ground you have to work off of.
Also,
Yes.
you can change the way. So they're like, oh, I have a website development company that's doing it for me. Okay. And tell me, are you happy with it? I'm asking another question on that. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. And tell me, how are you marketing that website? Now I'm changing the tactic. I'm changing the line of questioning. I'm moving away from websites and I'm moving to marketing. But I'm also asking another question to get there. Okay. Cool. Number 11, the end. Okay. So sometimes signing off, I've had it many times where somebody's got an appointment and now they just keep on selling the person.
Don't
Okay.
oversell it.
Don't oversell, know when to stop. I think that's one of the most important things to know. Okay. Once you've got that appointment, don't carry on. Okay. Get
Yes.
that appointment down in the diary and move on. Okay. You're now going to, if you oversell, you're going to give that person time to think and time to question whether they want that appointment. Okay.
Yes.
If you ask somebody, are you sure? They're in their head, they're going, is there a reason why I shouldn't be sure? Is there a reason why I don't want to have this appointment? And asking
Yes.
and selling somebody over again is the same as asking them, are you sure? Okay. So know when to stop. Okay. So signing off. Once
Okay.
you got that appointment, the easiest way to end that call is just to repeat all the information back to him. So, okay, fantastic, sir. We're going to see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. My consultant, your Kerbis, is going to see you. Have a lovely day further. Done, dusted. He knows when we're
Okay.
seeing him. We're seeing him tomorrow. He knows what time, 11 o'clock. And he knows who's seeing him. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. You're done. You've got the appointment. Okay, and that's it on 11 telesales tips. Any questions? Anything you want a bit
No.
more information on?
I think just have a question on the mapping.
Sure.
I went through obviously the videos that you sent us. How there's certain things that I do not understand. So
Okay.
let's say someone has placed another person in Boksburg, for
Okay.
instance, and I have an appointment that is in, let's say, Edenvale or Greenstone, for instance. How do how does that work? Like my mind can't
Let's have a
does
look.
that make
Yeah.
sense?
I think you need to look at the CRM. And that's perfect. That's a good question. Some people don't understand, and it's more just getting used to how the process works. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
So if we look
understand
at
that
the sales
concept.
calendar here. So
Yeah.
if we have a look, let's say we're calling for Jacques for tomorrow, which is where you guys
Okay.
are going to start calling for. Okay. So
Okay.
we're not going to be calling for Benoni because he's not in Benoni.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to be calling in Pretoria East because that's where he is. So we always know where the sales reps are. So we're not
Okay.
calling in an area they're not in. Okay. So you're not going to be getting that Benoni appointment because you're not calling Benoni. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So when you're calling there, you're going to go have a look exactly where in Pretoria East he is. So we can see he's going to Brooklyn Guest House and we can grab the address. Let's just remove that. And I'm going to be calling for in this area.
Okay.
I'm not going to be calling. Let's just go back to map. I wanted to see the full map, not the street. I'm not going to be calling down here in Linwood because he's in this area. Okay, thus my
Okay.
appointments won't be out of area. It will be mapped. And then when I go get the appointments, let's say got an appointment at, why are you not giving me the address? Let's just do this again. So if I got an appointment there, it's not going to be out of area because I was calling in this area. If I get an
course.
appointment at, let's say it was whatever that is, it's going to be within the right area. We can even see all 3 of those is only going to take 3.5 kilometers. Okay,
Okay.
so that is how you're keeping it in area because you're calling for a specific area every day.
Okay.
Okay,
And do they choose their area or how does it work?
so you'll see on the WhatsApp group, I usually will put it on Wednesday and I'll go what areas you guys wanting to be in, and it's based where that person is based. So the people
Okay.
you guys are going to be calling for is Mohammed and Jacques. So Mohammed is based in KZN. He lives in KZN. So you're going to be calling KZN. Jacques lives in Pretoria. So that's where his area is, Pretoria, Centurion, that sort of area. Okay. So you're calling for areas where they are based around. Okay, we're not going to send Jacques to Cape Town because he doesn't live there. Be
100%.
unacceptable. We're not going to send him to Vereeniging because that's pretty far. We might send him every now and then to Vereeniging, but not all the week. Okay. Any
Okay.
other questions on that? Does that clear that up?
Just one more. Let's say, for instance, there's a third appointment. Let's say, so it's 9, 10, and 11. So the appointment's at 11. Let's say you want to make one for 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Do you base it off the 11 o'clock?
No. So if there's a 10 and an 11 o'clock and you're busy making the 9 o'clock, you're going to base it off the 10 o'clock. But if that
But
person...
even if there's no 10 o'clock. So let's say there's
so
only
then
11
yes, you're going to base it
o'clock.
over the 11 o'clock. Yes.
Okay, cool.
So you're going to map everything off the first app that's in there. Okay.
Okay.
So if there's an app in at 4 o'clock, we still got to be able to get to that 4 o'clock. So it doesn't help not mapping it to that 4 o'clock. So you got to map it from that first appointment that's in there to make sure that next appointment reaches. And you are going to have it every now and then where one of your colleagues hasn't mapped correctly. And you're like, but this is not working out. Like I can map there, it's 8 kilometers, but there it's 32. And that's where you get hold of me and we have a look what's going on with that diary. Because sometimes
Okay,
people
cool.
don't map. And that's why it's very important to map. So it doesn't waste other people's time. And so the sales rep can get there. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Any other questions?
Let me see. There was stated that there is an email that we do send that's always on hand. I'm just trying to see. I wrote it in my notes.
Give me half a second and I will resend it to you guys. Actually, I don't even know if I sent it to you.
I'm trying to see where it is. Oh yeah, so that was pro tip 7 on the gatekeeper video.
Yes, okay.
So it says have an email ready to send. When
I will send it to you right
want to
now.
send it? Like when do you send it? What is the
When do you send it? So
requirements?
it's dependent. So if generally somebody's saying send me an email, it's to get you off the phone. That's an objection. Okay.
Okay.
It depends who's giving you that objection. Is it the receptionist that's
Okay.
giving you the objection? Oh, no, send him an email. Well,
Okay.
ask for that email address. So then you're going to get that email address and it's Bob at Bob's Plumbing. So you know his name's Bob. Okay. So you got his name to get through. Now you can ask, regardless of whether you call back or then, like, no, can I go through to him as well? So you got his phone number, but now you're still pushing to go through. So even if that doesn't end well, even if you don't go through at that very second, you still have his name to fall back on. Okay.
Okay.
Then if you do get through to him and if you do use that method of getting through to him, oh no, I've sent him an email, I just want to have a chat to him about it. Well, you have an email to send to him in case he actually looks for it, which doubtful he will. I mean, I get over 1,000 emails a day. Most business owners do. Most people in management do. Okay. So don't be afraid to use that. Okay. And if you do get through to that
Okay.
person, like, you know what, I'm really busy right now, drop me an email. you're able to send him an email, but still don't give up on it. So send him that email, but give him a call a couple more times. Give him a call
Okay,
and follow
cool.
up. Still push for that appointment. Like, so, I'll drop you an email, but it's also best if I just come out and see you. Okay. It's only going to take
Okay,
5
cool.
to 10 minutes of your time. It's about the same amount of time it's going to take you to read an email. Okay. So when are you available? Tomorrow morning, afternoon. Okay. Any other questions?
Mm,
Don't be afraid to ask.
I think that's all for me. I mean, if I have any other questions, I'll pop you a little message.
Perfect.
'Cause I
Always
can't
do.
think of anything now.
Okay. And you two? You two are very quiet.
I still need to watch the 2 videos finished, and then
You haven't
possibly
watched them.
Yes, the guy was busy with installing the things yesterday, and I never got the chance to complete it.
That's terrible. I said you should
I'm
get
like
them done by
half-
today.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I've
halfway with the
also-
second video though.
You?
Even me, I'm also halfway through it.
Nicole, you're putting these boys to shame.
Sorry, guys.
Don't do that.
You must tell me if you're not going to finish. Then I won't finish also. No, I'm joking.
No, that's not how we do things. You don't
Have to
ever want
mentor
to.
yourself.
You don't ever want to set yourself up for failure based off your colleagues.
Oh, well, it wasn't working. He wasn't working on my laptop. That's all my computer. So I was busy just watching.
Cool. Okay, so you guys can go finish those videos. But before we go, Nicole, I want you to work on a bit of pitch. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to throw you into the deep end. I'm not going to go over too much of a pitch before I throw you on the phone because you have nothing else to
Okay.
do right now. Okay. But we are going to do a bit more pitch training later. So
Okay,
don't
cool.
be worried about messing up on the phone. Okay. It's going to happen.
I'm very worried.
Don't. You know what's great about
Extremely.
phoning people? After every phone call, you get a reset. So whatever
okay.
mistakes you make on this phone call, that next person has no idea. Okay. So whatever
Okay, cool.
mistakes you make on this call, even if you fumble, like you go over your words and you stutter or whatever, it doesn't matter. Because now you get to have a look at it, you're like, oh, I just need to relax. I need to maybe change up this, what I said here. And that next person has no idea what happened in that previous phone call. Okay. Don't be
Cool.
worried about making mistakes. It's part of learning. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So basic pitch, you're going to get through that owner. You're going to get through that gatekeeper. When you get to the owner, you're going to start problem solving. You're going to have a look at that, at what you can see. Did he have a website on Google? Did he have it linked? What is his website address? Is he happy with their website? Okay. Simple things like that. Have your problem solving page setting open so you can refer back to it if you're struggling. Okay. Then how do you ask for an appointment? Any idea how you ask for an appointment?
No,
You need to
on the please talk.
Okay, now you need to regarding the appointments, you need to find out when they have availabilities as well.
When they have availabilities.
Like we let's say example, you need to find out when they have an opening, because we can't necessarily just say we're going to send someone out today at 2:00.
I mean, you can offer it as a suggestion as well as
That also
sort of
is.
like force it. So more in a way where it's like, oh, I can send someone out today at this time. Would that be okay for
Okay.
you?
Yes.
So
So that
it's
is
sort of
actually more
like,
the way you're going to do it. You're going to do
Okay.
forceful suggestion. Okay. So I think you were going down on the right path. Correct me if I'm wrong on what you were saying there. But you can't go, when are you available to the person? Because we might not have somebody in that area next week, Thursday. Okay.
Oh yes, correct.
So you're going to suggest when we're there. So if you're calling for Pretoria East, you're gonna be like, I have a consultant in your area tomorrow. You're not gonna be like, when are you available? Because he's gonna
Yes.
give whatever day, and we might not have a consultant in that area on that day. So you're gonna be like, I have a consultant in your area tomorrow. When are you available? Morning or afternoon? Okay.
Okay.
Now, why do we do that, morning or afternoon?
I think to make it feel like they actually have a choice.
Yes, to make it feel like they have a choice, and you're giving them a choice that either way suits you. So if they take a morning after app, fantastic. If they take an afternoon app, okay, doesn't matter to you. So you're giving them the suggestion that either way it's great. Okay, so then you go morning, afternoon. Let's say he goes with morning. Then you're going to give another suggestion. You're not going to go, oh, what time in the morning? Because then he's going to go, can I have 11:30? We don't do half an hour appointments. We do appointments on the hour. Or he's going to go, 10:45. Well, that doesn't suit us. Okay. You're going
Of
to give the
course.
time suggestions. You're going to go, okay, so which one's better, 9 or 11? Okay. Then you're breaking it down. Either way, once again, it suits you, doesn't matter. Even if there is appointments in 11, double book. What do? We
Yes.
have 2 double bookings. Okay. But you're going to use that suggestion. You're going to give him options that either way it suits you. And that's how you ask for the appointments. Even ask after handling an objection. So handle the objection, then you're going to go in and ask for the appointments. So you've handled the objection, then we could get an objection. We have another website development company. I'm like, and so what are you doing in terms of marketing? And he goes, we're not actually doing anything. So my company specializes in marketing. We have a consultant in your area tomorrow. When are you available for him to come by, morning or afternoon? Okay, so you've handled that objection. You're going straight into asking for that appointment. Okay, you always got to ask for that appointment. Okay, after every objection, after anything, ask for that appointment, because if you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So, boys, you're going to go hop on and finish those videos, and then afterwards drop
Yes.
me a message in the group when you're done with those videos. Nicole, you're going to hop on the phone. Okay.
I don't have my phone yet. I'll
You don't
need
have
to
your
just
phone
get into.
yet.
Yeah.
Do
He
you not
needs to
have the
install it.
C3X?
No, not yet.
Okay, let's get that installed on your side. When that is installed, give me a shout and I'll show you where to call for. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
perfect. Let's go make that
Thank you.
happen. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Wait, boys, are you finished being set up?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm also
100% set up.
finished. Yes.
Okay. See, that makes more sense. That's why Nicole was finished with the videos. Okay, let's go set up. Okay, bye.